however, recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times when you are seated.
The day we left, they declared it a state of emergency. I don't know, it's kind of, the media makes it seem more intense than I think it is.
Well, to be honest, I didn't even know it was state of emergency, so I kind of just went with the flow actually.
We were in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. It was always on my list of places to come. Just this mysterious place and just to see a bit more of Africa, so here we are.
In Addis Ababa, we have a population of close to 10 million. We have a huge and diverse culture and traditions, and we have a lot of buildings popping up, coming up, and a lot of constructions. So our city is growing a lot. I'm sure as you walk around, you have seen a lot of people, Ethiopians, but from different cultures with different languages. Other than that, we're very good, hospitable people.
Wherever you point your camera, there's some crazy stuff happening.
Dudes are hyped when they see something new. It's an art form, skateboarding, so people are appreciating it. Just the way we're going about it, you know, we're pushing around the streets like sunrise to sunset, very little guidance, just knowing that we're like pioneering out here.
It's kind of intimidating walking through the streets and trying to find stuff to skate. You constantly get stopped and kind of harassed by beggars and the cops and whoever.
It's a really crazy city, man. Like the main roads are tar and then all the side roads are dirt, and there's cow heads in the road and human turds, and it's like when you cruise in the city, it's just like it totally like blows your mind, because it's chaos, but it's organized chaos, and somehow the city like runs, but it's wild.
We've just been walking so far every day looking for stuff. It's little to no luck sometimes, but it's worked out.
We woke up at like 6:30. Brett came through, he's like, yo, TK, it's 6:30. We went to this Wally spot. Did a line and then a trick. Ran up the hill. Hubert was hyped on the spot the previous day when we saw it. Did the board slide. Thank you.
Yeah, you could see Bear was hungry to bank that board slide this morning, and I think he was going to do whatever it took. There's so many dynamics when you hit that spot. It's like, is your body able to do it? Is the security going to hold out? Is the spot going to hold out? So having all those variables come right, yeah, it's quite a luck, and we're all looking for those lucks out here.
The best dance move, he calls it the Madiba. His shoulders come up like this. Yeah, dude, it cracks me up every time. So classic, man.
We've been getting up at 6 o'clock almost every morning to go find whatever we can to skate. There's not much sidewalk. There's a lot of construction going on, a lot of people.
Waking up early is the easiest thing you could do actually. It's much easier because there's no one in the road, like less traffic. It worked out better.
The public transport here is pretty on point. There's a train which is really cheap. We've been traveling around with the blue taxis, with the yellow ones, the ones that are a little bit cheaper, but it's really easy to go around. Like, super friendly people. It's just sometimes for us it's hard to explain where we're going and what we're doing.
These cars are really mangled, man. Like the dudes stall, there's stickers of Jesus on the roof. It's intense. Yeah, it's rad.
About the taxis and about the traffic out there in Addis, it's a little bit crazy for foreigners because it's really a war out there, and it seems like nobody respects the lines and the rules, and everybody's just trying to get to one place to another, so they're driving regardless of the people on the streets, regardless of other cars, and they will cut you off, and a lot of things happen on the road. Could be very outrageous and very illegal if you were living in another part of the world. And it's sometimes, nowadays, I feel like it's crazy, but you get used to it after some time.
Yeah, I think the skate park the guys put together here is incredible that they put it together in that short amount of time. It's super dynamic, and there's lots of lines, and they really did put a lot of thought into each section and how it all links up.
Pretty much a big DIY project, and that's kind of exactly what you feel when you skate it. Really smooth, the transitions are perfect. It's pretty much the best thing that the skaters here could have asked for.
So it's insane. Dallas and I are having a ball.
I think the scene is gonna grow a bit more because now the kids have a place to go skate.
Yeah, I think the whole experience of sitting down and being patient and watching a fire brew and sparking up a fire, it just kind of puts you in a calm vibe and sits you down, and then you can get caffeinated and move on. So I like the fact that it's a slow culture of coffee, you know, it's not so quick takeaway, up and out, not like the Euro style. It's a strong dark brew and not much of a barista, but I like the simplicity of the culture of just sitting down and having a little pot of coffee and having a little shot, and yeah, it's pretty tight.
I'm not really a coffee lover, but I drink coffee. Like our coffee back home is not the same as this coffee.
Pretty nice.
It's good. Strong though.
It's one way to, I suppose, like taste the place, you know, taste the product of the hills. But yeah, it's so refreshing to have new flavors, you know, and just to taste new things. I mean, that's what traveling's about.
Hopefully take a lot of coffee back home. Really good coffee.
Kind of tiring walking and skating until we found like nice hills. That's when all the smiles came out and the fun started. Sketching taxis. We don't have GPS, so we don't know where we're going. We're just going with the flow, basically, the whole time.
You know, dudes are peeing and shitting on the side of the road, and you're skating in dust, and it's just, it's wild, but it's like, yeah, it's just one of the coolest places. Like, we're all so stoked. And
caught into a friendly taxi, and it was a bit contagious. Next thing we were all just rolling up and down hills, bombing hills, smooth ass highway we found. It was all time. It was just reminded me of why I started skateboarding, you know. Looking at each other, all smiles, it was good times.
It was a really cool day, a really cool way to end the day off.
You can't skate in the street in the middle of the day because crowds start forming. And as soon as crowds start forming, then the cops come and they try to arrest you. You're not allowed to. It's illegal.
we were skating this rail, and Anton tried a front board,
and then there was a guy that walked past, and he told one of the locals, like, hey, the cops are watching from the top. So that, I was already on edge when they told me that. I was like freaking out.
he was just about to land it, and then the cops took him aside and they wanted to arrest him because he looks like an Ethiopian dude because his skin's a little bit darker.
And then when they took Anton, I was like, whoa, what? Like, it's going downhill from here, dude.
And we had to really do some like Jedi mind powers to like get these guys not to arrest us. So yeah, it's pretty intense. There's a lot of military presence because of the state of emergency.
But it was an experience.
Yeah, if you like rough, crusty travel and you're not afraid to get dirty, this is the place for you, man. This place is killer.
Okay, how much? Seems like a tiny one.
People got so much time to actually stop what they're doing and enjoy what we're out to do, which is quite refreshing, you know. All too often in the world, people just don't give a shit and wouldn't even lock eyes with you. And here it's a great sense of connection, much like anywhere in Africa where people acknowledge each other and actually, yeah, they applaud when they see something good and they know something's good, not just because we all vibed up, but they can see the skill in skateboarding.
The spots are pretty cool, but you just need to know and get your stuff really quickly.
In Addis, we're not used to having people skating in the streets. Very few people even know that it exists. You guys took us by surprise. It was a good surprise, and I'm sure people loved it. I loved it, and I'm sure people are gonna continue in your footsteps.
Yeah, nothing's stopping us really, so where next?